Good morning everyone. I'm Mian Aurelia, B.Ed 1. Today, I will discuss the natural pattern that I can see around. Number 1, the break on a building or home. Number 2, the pattern on a leaf. The break pattern on a building or home. A break pattern in which breaks are laid. It applies to both bricks, walls, and bricks paving for patches and pads, as well to concrete block other types of masonry construction. The pattern on a leaf. The patterns depend on the size of the leaves or stems and plant species. The leaves are formed at the apex of the shoot where the so-called meristems are located. They contain undifferentiated cells that divide and give rise to all above ground organs of plant. That's all I can see around. We have also different types of pattern that can be seen in nature. Symmetries, trees, fractals, spirals, meanders, wave dunes, foam, bubbles, tessellation, cracks, stripe, dots, spots. Symmetry is the pervasive in living things. Animals mainly have bilateral or mirror symmetry, as do the leaves of plants and some flowers, such as orchids. Plants often have a radial or rotational symmetry, as do many flowers and some group of animals such as sea anemones. Trees is all the branches of a tree at every stage of its height when put together are equal in thickness to the trunk. Fractals. Fractals are infinitely self-similar, irretate mathematical construct having fractal dimension. Infinite interaction is not possible in nature, so all fractal patterns are only approximate. For example, the leaves of terms, ferns, and umbellifers only self-similar to 3 or 4 labels. Spirals are common in plants and some animals, notably molluscs. For example, in the Nautilus, a cephalopod mollusc, each chamber of each shell is an approximate copy of the next one, scaled by a constant factor and arranged in logarithmic spiral. Given a modern understanding of fractals, a group spiral can be seen a special case of self-similarity. Meanders are sinus bends in rivers of the channels which form as a fluid. Most often, water flows around bends. As soon as the path is slightly curved, the size and curvature of each loop increase as helical flow drags material like sand and gravel across the river to the inside of the bend. The outside of the loop is left clean and unprotected, so erosion accelerates further, increasing the meandering in the powerful positive. Waves are disturbances that carry energy as they move. Mechanical waves propagate through a medium air, water making a oscillate as they pass. Surface waves that create the characteristic chaotic pattern of any large body of water. Through their statistical behavior can be predicted with wind wave models. Dunes may form a range pattern including crescents, very long straight lines, stars, domes, parabolas, and longitudinal or safe shapes. A foam is a mass bubbles. Foam of different material occur in nature. Foams composed of soap films obey Plateau's laws, which required 3 soap films to meet at each edge at 120 Celsius and 4 soap edge to meet each vertex at the tetrahedral angle of about 109.5 Celsius. Plateau's laws further require films to be smooth and continuous and to have a constant average curvature at every point. Bubble forms a sphere at surface with minimal area, the smallest possible surface area for the volume enclosed. Two bubbles together form a more complex shape. The outer surface of the bubbles are spherical. These surfaces are joined by third spherical surface as the smaller bubble bulge slightly into the large one. Tessellation are patterns formed by repeating tiles at over flat surface. There are 17 wallpaper group of tilings. Cracks are liner openings that form in material to relieve stress. When an elastic material stretches or shrinks uniformly and eventually reaches its breaking strength and then fell suddenly in all directions, creating cracks with 120-degree joints, so 3 cracks meet a node. Spot stripes, dots. Leopards and ladybirds are spotted. Angelfish and zebras are striped. This pattern have an evolutionary explanation. They have function which increase the chance that the offspring of the patterned animal will survive to reproduce. One function of animal patterns in camouflage. That's all my discussion for today. Thanks for listening.